Next, I would introduce Morine Mukami to continue with what is still going on with Artemia in Kenya. Morine Mukami is a PhD student. She's a marine scientist in Kenya Marine and Fisheries Research Institute. She specializes in mariculture and particularly focuses on Artemia pond production. Morine, please take it.
Thank you, Dr. Nyanja. I want to take us through the journey of Artemia pond culture in Kenya, as we have seen from our predecessors and our mentors. That's where Artemia began, and we want to see the journey up to where we have reached. What achievements have we achieved? What have we achieved? What is the current status, and what is the potential for Artemia pond culture? Thank you. And I'm doing this on behalf of a team. So I'm presenting on behalf of a big team. And I thought maybe it would be good to present and show Artemia and maybe mention what Artemia is. It's a small crustacean which resembles a shrimp, and it thrives in very high saline waters. And Artemia produces it can produce either cysts or nopli during the right conditions. When the temperatures are not very high, it produces nopli, and also when the temperatures and the salinities are lower. But when they are high, it produces cysts. And Artemia is used in many ways. It helps to improve the salt quality in salt farms, and then it is also used as a weaning food for baby fish. And then we also use it to formulate feeds for brood fish. And it's also in the Asian countries. It's being used. It's being consumed by humans as Artemia kebab. That has been done. And then it's also used as a model organism in research. Thank you. Next. In Kenya, Artemia is being cultured in ponds, and it is done during the dry season. That's when Artemia is cultured between October and the month of May. When it starts raining, that's when the cycle stops. And it is usually cultured in ponds of between 80 to 200 ppt. We can always find Artemia there. And then during the rainy season, the salt ponds are now used for some of the farmers, especially the artisanal salt farmers, use it for production of. They stock their fish inside there, and they produce fish. Next. As I go to the journey, as we have heard from our team, our colleagues, Kemfrey has been involved in several collaborative researches on Artemia, and the first one started in 1985, the one that Professor Rasso and Dr. Naessens have talked about, and that's when Artemia was introduced in Kenya. And during that period, it was seen that Artemia there's the ability of Artemia surviving in the coastal salines of Kenya, and from that time, Artemia has been in Kenya, in the Kenyan salt ponds for the longest time, and even without inoculating, but the salt farms continue to inoculate it during every season when they are producing their salt. Let's go to the next slide. And then I'll talk about the next collaborative research that happened in the year 2010 when Cantor University, Ghent University, and Kemfrey partnered to test the feasibility of Artemia cyst and biomass in production in the local salt farms. And the research showed that it was possible to culture Artemia in small ponds, the artisanal salt farmers ponds. And the result showed that we were able during that period, we were able to get at least 33 kilos of Artemia wet weight cysts and 1650 kilos of Artemia biomass in an acre of land. And then the third research activity that is happening now is a collaborative research also between Kemfri and Gothenburg University, Maseno University, and Tafiri in Tanzania, where the main objectives are to look at the genetic diversity of over the years since Artemia was introduced in Kenya, and then also use biofloc technology to increase Artemia biomass production in ponds. And then the third objective is to use Artemia biomass and cyst as a feed ingredient for grow-out fish, both fresh and marine. And this is an ongoing research. This is an ongoing research, and on the present status of Artemia pond production, on Artemia pond production, we currently the Artemia is being produced in commercial and artisanal salt farms, but recently our artisanal salt farms have reduced from 5 to 1, and this is the issue of land ownership in the coast region of Kenya, and this is quite an issue for us in the Artemia, doing the Artemia work. And Kemfri is now able to, has an Artemia processing machine, which we sourced from Vietnam, and we do process the cysts in Kemfri, and we usually sell a kilo of cysts at 7,000 after buying the weight cysts from the farmers. And then Kemfri also has a well-equipped Artemia lab, and also we can see that there is also growing interest by the policymakers and the Food Economy Initiative on the issues of Artemia. And then on the key achievements, we have seen Kemfri over the years. Kemfri has been able to establish several collaborations with stakeholders in this field, as you have seen as we have been working on the research. And even this webinar is, we can attest to that this is good collaboration that we have created, and we continue to open up to more collaborations. And then so far, we have been able to develop protocols for production and harvesting and processing of Artemia cysts here in Kenya, and the biomass as well. But we continue to improve on them. And then on the technical expertise, we have quite a wealth of expertise, and who are able to run the Artemia lab and the algae lab efficiently. And then we are also having we have majority also of commercial salt farms introducing Artemia into their salt ponds, and you can even see that Artemia was introduced in Tanzania, in Tanga, Tanzania, by one of the salt farms in Kenya, because they always have to inoculate Artemia into their salt ponds, so that for cleaning of the salt, as I explained to you in the first slide. And then we have done characterization of Artemia in Kenya, and it's very interesting to note that the cyst diameter that we got, which is between 198 to 228, is similar to what our Professor Rousseau and Dr. Nysens found during the early years. So it's quite interesting to see this, that and also we found out that the cysts belong to the marine type Artemia, whose lipids contain high quantities of EPA, as the EPA. And then on issues of challenges.
Hi, Morine, you have 2 minutes left, please.
Okay, thank you. We lack equipment and materials specific for Artemia in our local shops. We have, like you've had, the cyst processing equipment, we had to source it from Vietnam. Even the netting, the mesh size nets, we have to source them from Vietnam many times, because we don't get them quite here in the local shops. And like when you go to Vietnam, you find them all over in the place. And then also there's lack of minimal monitoring of Artemia in ponds by the salt farmers. And the biggest, one of the biggest challenges we are also facing is the issue of land tenure, especially for the small scale farmers, because we have realized that for the small scale farmers, they're the best producers of Artemia, but the issue of land tenure is really a challenge to this. And there's also low take up by the commercial salt farmers, because they prefer to produce the salt. They make more money in producing salt than what they would have gotten from the Artemia. And we are also finding it's a little bit difficult to get funding for this in this area. Thank you. I think that's the end of my slides. The potential that we have. There was also the last slide on the future prospects, where we have a lot of space where we can still develop Artemia. You can see there's 12,000 hectares for commercial soil production, so that is good enough space for Artemia production. And then we also have the demand. The market is assured in the assists that are produced. We always get the market for that. Thank you so much for listening in.